Welcome, spiritual seekers, from celestialmedium.com. Today, we embark on a journey into the timeless wisdom of the Kybalion, a hermetic text that reveals the universal laws shaping reality. We'll explore its 7 foundational principles, each offering profound insights into the nature of existence. The Kybalion is a book originally published in 1908 by 3 initiates, often identified as the New Thought pioneer William Walker Atkinson. Published in 1908, it presents the principles of Hermetic philosophy, a system of thought attributed to ancient Egyptian wisdom. The Kybalion is deeply connected to the Hermetica, a collection of texts attributed to Hermes Trismegistus, a legendary figure believed to be a fusion of the Egyptian god Thoth and the Greek god Hermes. The book is structured around 7 Hermetic principles: the principles of mentalism, correspondence, vibration, polarity, rhythm, cause and effect, and the principle of gender, each explained in the context of universal truths and laws governing reality. Through these teachings, the Kybalion offers a guide to understanding the metaphysical underpinnings of existence and the spiritual laws that influence both the inner and outer worlds. The text combines ancient wisdom with the beliefs of the New Thought movement, influencing various esoteric traditions and New Age spiritual practices. The first principle is mentalism. The all is mind, the universe is mental. This teaches us that everything begins with thought. Our reality is a projection of the universal mind, and we, as individuals, are co-creators. By understanding this, we realize the power of our thoughts to shape the world around us. Imagine your thoughts as seeds. What you focus on grows. Cultivating positive, constructive thoughts leads to a thriving, abundant reality. The all refers to the infinite source of everything, the God source. A boundless, eternal mind that transcends space and time. Think of it as the ultimate infinite consciousness, the framework from which all reality springs. But here's the key. The physical universe, which includes planets, stars, and everything in your day-to-day life, isn't separate from the all. It's a mental projection within this infinite consciousness. In simpler terms, everything around you exists first in the realm of thought and mind. So what does this mean for us? It means reality is not as fixed as it seems. The outer world we experience is deeply connected to our inner world of thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. If the universe is mental, then your thoughts aren't just private. They're powerful emanations of energy and vibration. They shape your reality and influence the world around you. Your energy is an addition or a subtraction to that of the entire collective planet. This principle has incredible implications. First, reality is subjective. How we perceive the world shapes our experiences. Thoughts are creative. Our minds have the power to influence and even transform our circumstances. Lastly, everything is interconnected. We're all part of the infinite mind of the all. No separation, no division. This idea isn't unique to Hermeticism. You'll find echoes of it in Eastern philosophies like Hinduism and Buddhism, where concepts like Brahman and Maya point to a universal consciousness and the illusory nature of material reality. Even modern science, especially quantum physics, hints at similar ideas. For example, the act of observation in quantum experiments influences reality, suggesting a connection between consciousness and the physical world. So how can you apply this principle in your life? First, practice mindfulness. Pay attention to your thoughts. They're the building blocks of your reality. Negative thoughts lead to negative attractions. Second, use visualization. Focus on what you want to create and see it and embody it as already real. Finally, seek connection. Through meditation or introspection, align your mind with the infinite intelligence of the all, the God source. The principle that the all is mind, the universe is mental, invites us to see reality differently. It reminds us that we're creators, connected to an infinite source of consciousness. So, the next time you pause to reflect on your thoughts, remember, you're tapping into the same infinite mind that shapes galaxies, stars, and the universe itself. Have you ever noticed how patterns repeat themselves across nature and the universe? How the spiral in a galaxy mirrors the spiral of a seashell, or how the structure of an atom resembles a solar system. This isn't just a coincidence. It's the essence of the Hermetic principle of correspondence, which states, as above, so below, as below, so above. The principle of correspondence comes from Hermetic philosophy, a tradition that teaches the interconnectedness of all things. Correspondence explains that the patterns, structures, and dynamics in one realm are reflected in other realms, like the microcosm of atoms and our thoughts. In essence, the same universal laws operate everywhere, from the vastness of space to the smallest particles. When we say as above, so below, we're saying that the universe is fractal in nature, self-similar at every scale. Think about it. The flow of water in a river mirrors the way blood flows through your veins. The branching of trees mirrors the branching of neurons in your brain. This principle isn't just poetic, it's practical. It means we can study one aspect of reality to understand another. What happens in your inner world reflects outwardly and vice versa. Understanding this connection gives you incredible insight into your life and the universe itself. Let's look at 3 key ways this principle impacts us. By studying small familiar systems, we can understand larger, more complex ones. For instance, observing the cycles of nature, like the seasons, can teach us about the rhythms of life and personal growth. The principle of correspondence bridges the gap between the physical and spiritual. It suggests that universal truths apply across all planes, whether physical, mental, or spiritual. This means what's true in one domain can guide us in others. By recognizing that the outer world reflects the inner, you can use this principle for self-awareness and growth. Change your inner thoughts and emotions, and you'll begin to see changes in your external reality. So how do you apply this principle in your life? Start with observation. Look for repeating patterns in your life, in nature, and in the world around you. Practice inner work. Meditate, journal, or reflect on your thoughts and feelings to better understand how they influence your reality. Study universal laws, whether through science, philosophy, or spirituality. Seek out the patterns and principles that govern both the microcosm and the macrocosm. The principle of correspondence reminds us that we're part of something far greater than ourselves. The universe is a vast, interconnected tapestry, and every thread, no matter how small, reflects the whole. By understanding this principle, we gain a deeper appreciation for the unity of all things and the power we have to influence the world by working on ourselves. Have you ever felt a shift in energy when walking into a room, or noticed how music can instantly change your mood? These experiences tap into one of the most fundamental truths of the universe. The third principle is vibration. Nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. At its core, this principle teaches us that all matter and energy are in constant motion. From the subatomic level to the movement of galaxies, everything vibrates at specific frequencies. The principle of vibration teaches us that everything in existence, from the smallest particle to the largest galaxy, is in a state of constant motion. Whether it's physical matter, energy, or even thoughts and emotions, nothing is ever truly still. At its core, reality is vibration, oscillating energy that creates the world as we know it. Let's break it down. Imagine striking a tuning fork. The vibrations it creates ripple through the air, producing sound waves you can hear. Now think bigger. At a microscopic level, even what seems solid, like this rock, vibrates. Its molecules and atoms are in constant motion, held together by energetic forces. And it doesn't stop there. Your thoughts, emotions, and even your spirit have their own vibrational frequencies, affecting the world around you in profound ways. The principle of vibration operates across all planes of existence. On the physical level, vibration manifests as movement, sound, heat, and light. Every material object vibrates at a unique frequency. On the mental plane, your thoughts and emotions also have vibrational frequencies. Positive emotions like love and joy vibrate at higher frequencies, while fear and anger vibrate at lower ones. On the spiritual level, vibration represents the flow of energy that connects you to the universe and higher states of consciousness. So why does this matter? The principle of vibration isn't just a cool concept, it's a practical tool for living a better life. Here are 3 ways you can apply it. Always seek to raise your vibration. Since higher vibrations are associated with positivity, love, and creativity, focus on habits that elevate your energy. Practice gratitude, listen to uplifting music, or spend time in nature. Shift your mindset. If your thoughts have vibration, you can consciously choose higher frequency ones. When you're stuck in negativity, pause and ask yourself, what's a better thought I can focus on? Apply manifestation and resonance. Remember, like attracts like. By aligning your vibration with what you desire, you naturally attract it into your life. This is the basis of practices like the law of attraction. Remember, small shifts in your vibration ripple out, influencing not only your life but also the energy of those around you. The principle of vibration reminds us that we're dynamic beings in a living, vibrating universe. When you understand this, you realize that change is always possible because nothing rests, everything moves. By consciously working with vibration, you can transform your thoughts, emotions, and experiences, aligning yourself with higher states of being. Our thoughts and emotions also carry vibrations. When we elevate our vibrational state through love, gratitude, or mindfulness, we align with higher frequencies, attracting more of the same. This principle empowers us to take charge of our energy and shift towards states of joy and harmony. Have you ever noticed how opposites, like light and dark, love and hate, or hot and cold, are deeply connected? They're not just opposites, they're 2 sides of the same coin. This is the essence of the Hermetic principle of polarity, which states, everything is dual, everything has poles, everything has its pair of opposites. The principle of polarity tells us that opposites aren't separate. They're just extremes of the same thing. Hot and cold, for example, aren't different substances. They're variations on a single spectrum of temperature. Take this thermometer. It shows us the perfect example of polarity. At one end you have hot, at the other cold. But where does hot stop and cold begin? It's all relative. Hot and cold are simply different degrees of the same phenomenon. Temperature. This applies to everything in the universe. Love and hate, joy and sorrow, even success and failure. They're all connected, existing on a spectrum. Polarity isn't just about the physical world. It also shapes our thoughts and emotions. Love and hate, for example, may seem like opposites, but they are deeply intertwined. In fact, strong hate often arises from love that's been distorted or wounded. Understanding this principle reveals that opposites can be transformed into one another by shifting their degree on the spectrum. So how does this principle affect you personally? Let's look at 3 ways to apply it. First, practice emotional mastery. Recognize that emotions like anger, fear, or sadness are just low vibrations of the same energy that creates peace, courage, and joy. You can shift your feelings by focusing on the opposite end of the spectrum. Next, practice shifting your perspective. When faced with challenges, remember that failure and success are polarities. A failure today is just a stepping stone towards success tomorrow. It's all part of the same journey. Lastly, creating relationship harmony. In conflicts, understanding the principle of polarity can help you bridge gaps. Instead of seeing someone as completely opposite to you, look for the common spectrum you share. This creates empathy and connection. The principle of polarity gives you a tool to transform your experience. Shift your focus, and you can shift your reality. For example, when you're feeling stuck in negativity, ask yourself, what's the opposite of this feeling? What small action can I take to move toward that energy? Small steps along the spectrum can create big changes. The principle of polarity also teaches us about balance. Just as night balances day and rest balances activity, we need both ends of the spectrum to create harmony. Rather than resisting one pole, embrace both. They're part of the whole. When you do this, you gain perspective and power over your life. The principle of polarity reminds us that life is a dance of opposites, each giving meaning to the other. By understanding this universal truth, you can rise above extremes and create a life of balance and transformation. The fifth principle is rhythm. Everything flows out and in. Everything has its tides. Life moves in cycles, day and night, seasons, birth and death. These rhythms are natural and unavoidable, yet understanding them allows us to navigate life more gracefully. Rhythm also reminds us that after every challenge comes ease, and after every peak comes a valley. Learning to flow with these cycles rather than resisting them is key to resilience and inner peace. Have you ever felt like life and our moods move in cycles? Like the highs and lows, the progress and setbacks are part of a larger rhythm? This is no coincidence. It's the essence of the Hermetic principle of rhythm. This principle tells us that life is cyclical. Everything, whether it's the tides of the ocean, the turning of the seasons, or the ups and downs of your own emotions, moves in rhythmic patterns. It's like a pendulum swinging between the polarities. It swings one way and then the other. This constant motion creates balance, even when it feels unpredictable. Nature gives us countless examples of rhythm. Or consider the seasons: spring, summer, fall and winter. Each season brings its own unique energy, but they're all part of a continuous rhythm. This same principle applies to your life, your emotions, and even the events you experience. The key is to understand the rhythm and learn to work with it instead of resisting it. Just as a pendulum swings to one extreme and then back again, our feelings and experiences often follow a similar pattern. A period of intense joy might be followed by sadness, calmness by restlessness. But here's the secret. You don't have to be controlled by these swings. By understanding the rhythm, you can learn to stay centered, even when the pendulum moves. So how can you apply the principle of rhythm in your life? Here are 3 practical steps. First, observe the cycles. Pay attention to the rhythms in your life. Do you notice patterns in your moods, energy levels, or even the events around you? Awareness is the first step to working with rhythm. Next, prepare for the swings. If you know the pendulum will eventually swing, you can prepare. During good times, stay grounded and humble. During tough times, remember that the pendulum will swing back toward the positive. It always does. Lastly, find your center. The secret to mastering rhythm is staying centered. Practices like meditation, mindfulness, or journaling help you remain calm no matter where the pendulum is. This way, you rise above the extremes. Mastering the principle of rhythm doesn't mean stopping the pendulum. It cannot be stopped. Instead, it's about flowing with it, finding balance in the movement, and using the swings to your advantage. When you embrace this rhythm, you stop fighting the tide and start flowing with it, and in that flow, you discover your strength and your peace. The 6th principle is cause and effect. Every cause has its effect. Every effect has its cause. This law reminds us that nothing happens by chance. Our actions, thoughts, and intentions set forces into motion that shape our reality. This principle reveals that everything in existence is linked by a chain of cause and effect. Nothing happens randomly or by luck. Instead, every event is the result of a specific cause, and every action you take sets off a chain of effects. Think about dominoes. When you push the first one, the others fall in sequence. That's cause and effect in action. Now imagine this principle applied to the universe. Every thought, decision, and action you take sets off its own chain reaction. These small causes accumulate, shaping the events, relationships, and experiences in your life. The principle of cause and effect works on every level of existence. In the physical world, actions have immediate, observable consequences. If you plant seeds, you'll eventually grow a garden. If you neglect the seeds, they won't grow. On the mental level, your thoughts and emotions are also causes. Positive thoughts lead to uplifting actions and outcomes, while negative ones create challenges and setbacks. On a deeper spiritual level, this principle reminds us that our spiritual growth is tied to the causes we set in motion through our intentions, energy, and the choices we make. So how can you use the principle of cause and effect to improve your life? Here are 3 steps to start. Take responsibility. Recognize that your current circumstances are largely the result of past causes, your thoughts, decisions, and actions. Taking responsibility empowers you to create new positive causes for the future. Choose your causes wisely. Every action you take creates a ripple. Ask yourself, what kind of effects do I want to create? Align your choices with the outcomes you desire. Work with the law, not against it. The principle works whether you're aware of it or not. By consciously aligning with it, through setting clear intentions and taking purposeful action, you can become the master of your destiny instead of feeling like a victim of random events. The principle of cause and effect also reminds us of the power of small actions. Even tiny causes can produce massive effects over time. At the same time, it teaches us that nothing happens in isolation. The effects you create not only shape your life, but also influence the lives of others. The Hermetic principle of cause and effect is more than just a universal law. It's an invitation to live with purpose. By understanding that every thought and action is a cause, you can consciously create the effects you want to experience. By understanding this principle, we become conscious creators. Instead of reacting to life, we take deliberate actions aligned with our goals and values, knowing that every choice has a consequence. The 7th principle is gender. Gender is in everything. Everything has its masculine and feminine principles. These energies are not about physical gender, but represent the dual forces of creation. The masculine is the initiating, active energy, while the feminine is the receptive, nurturing force. Have you ever noticed how creation, growth, and balance require both masculine and feminine energies? These forces are not limited to biology. They're universal. This is the essence of the Hermetic principle of gender, which teaches gender is in everything. Everything has its masculine and feminine principles. Gender manifests on all planes. But let's be clear, this principle isn't about biological gender or societal roles. It's about the dual forces that exist on all planes of reality: physical, mental, and spiritual. Think of the sun and moon. The sun represents the masculine principle, active, directive, and giving energy. The moon represents the feminine principle, receptive, nurturing, and reflective. Both are essential. Without the sun, there's no life. Without the moon, there's no rhythm to guide the tides or balance the earth. This interplay of masculine and feminine principles is woven into the fabric of the universe. It's the force behind creation, movement, and transformation. The principle of gender operates on 3 levels. On the physical plane, gender manifests as the biological processes that enable life to reproduce and evolve. On the mental plane, masculine energy expresses itself as logic, focus, and action, while feminine energy appears as intuition, imagination, and receptivity. Together they create mental harmony. On the spiritual plane, masculine and feminine energies unite to create higher states of consciousness and connection with the divine. So how does this principle apply to your everyday life? Here are 3 ways to use the Hermetic principle of gender to create balance and growth. Embrace both energies within you. Regardless of your gender identity, you have both masculine and feminine energies. Ask yourself, am I too focused on action and logic or too caught up in intuition and reflection? Strive to integrate both. Apply the right energy at the right time. Masculine energy is perfect for tasks that require structure and action. Feminine energy excels in situations that require empathy, creativity, or reflection. Recognizing when to use each is a key to harmony. Balance relationships. Whether it's a friendship, partnership, or team, relationships thrive when there's a balance of energies. Instead of dominating with one force, honor the strengths of both principles. The principle of gender reminds us that imbalance creates tension, but integration creates wholeness. When masculine and feminine energies work together, they produce creation and transformation on all levels of existence. The Hermetic principle of gender is also a reminder of nature's balance. Creation requires both the giving energy of the masculine and the receiving energy of the feminine. When we balance these energies within ourselves, we unlock creative potential and inner harmony. This principle shows us that both forces are essential for growth and manifestation. While each principle stands on its own, their true power lies in how they interact. For example, mentalism reminds us that our thoughts shape reality, but the principle of vibration teaches us that these thoughts carry energy that aligns with certain frequencies. Similarly, polarity and rhythm work together, showing us that while opposites exist, life's natural cycles help us move from one pole to another. When we understand correspondence, we see how the patterns of cause and effect ripple through all levels of existence, from the smallest atom to the vast cosmos. The principles are not isolated truths, but facets of a unified whole. Together, they form a framework for understanding and mastering the flow of life. Think of the principles like gears in a cosmic machine. Each one plays a role, but they only reveal their full power when you understand how they interact. To truly appreciate the Kybalion, we must recognize its roots in the Hermetic tradition. Hermeticism originates from the ancient teachings attributed to Hermes Trismegistus, the Greek god Hermes, and a reincarnation, and the Egyptian god Thoth. The Hermetica is a collection of writings from late antiquity that serves as the foundation for Hermetic philosophy. It is a body of literature that emerged during the late Greco-Roman period that combines elements of Greek philosophy, Gnosticism, and Egyptian mysticism. The Kybalion draws directly from the Hermetic tradition, sharing its central tenets and wisdom. It adopts and modernizes Hermetic principles, reinterpreting them in a way that aligns with the spiritual and metaphysical teachings of the New Thought movement, which was influential in the early 20th century. Both the Kybalion and the Hermetica aim to unveil universal truths, while the Hermetica presents these truths through dialogues and mythic narratives. The Kybalion distills them into actionable principles for daily life. For example, the Hermetica speaks of the divine mind shaping creation, which aligns with the principle of mentalism. Similarly, its descriptions of cosmic harmony echo the principle of correspondence. Together, these texts form a bridge between ancient esoteric wisdom and modern metaphysical thought, inviting us to explore the mysteries of existence with both wonder and practical insight. Key themes from the Hermetica, such as the idea of universal laws governing all aspects of life, the interconnectedness of mind and matter, and the pursuit of spiritual enlightenment through knowledge and understanding, are echoed in the Kybalion. The book presents these Hermetic teachings as timeless principles that can be applied to achieve personal transformation and self-mastery. By aligning itself with the Hermetica, the Kybalion not only preserves the ancient wisdom of Hermes Trismegistus, but also makes it accessible to modern readers seeking spiritual guidance and metaphysical insight. In conclusion, the Kybalion offers a profound exploration of universal truths and the fundamental principles that govern reality. Its wisdom, rooted in ancient Egyptian and Hermetic philosophy, challenges us to reflect on our beliefs and perceptions, urging us to embrace the concept of mentalism, the duality of all things, and the perpetual flow of energy in our lives. By understanding and applying the teachings of the Kybalion, and more importantly the Hermetica, we can unlock new levels of personal growth, spiritual awareness, and mastery over our own destiny. Whether you are new to Hermeticism or a seasoned seeker of wisdom, the Kybalion provides timeless insights that resonate deeply with those on a quest for self-discovery and enlightenment. These 7 principles are keys to understanding the mysteries of the universe and mastering the art of life. The question is, how will you apply them to your journey? We thank you for joining us on this esoteric journey. As always, keep seeking and growing, onward and upward toward the infinite all. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Namaste from the Celestial Medium.